Hey guys, Justin Conroy here, and today I want to tell you about some of the best credit cards out there for building credit. Specifically, these cards can help those of you who have poor credit or no credit. I'm also going to cover a few of the basics of building credit so that you don't find yourself in a bad situation. If this is your first time here and you want to learn tips, tricks, and hacks related to personal finance, how to build wealth, and how to better manage your money, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a thing. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into things. If you're watching this video about credit cards for no credit history or bad credit history, my assumption automatically is that you don't know what you're doing when it comes to credit cards. So the first thing I want to talk about is how to use your credit cards like a pro so that you don't find yourself in a bad situation. So these are my three basic philosophies to live by in terms of using credit cards. First one, your credit card is not to be used in case of emergency. This is probably one of the most dangerous mentalities people have when actually using credit cards, because if you're using your credit card in an emergency situation, it pretty much automatically means that you don't have the money to pay the bill, or else you wouldn't be using the credit card for that emergency. And this is probably one of the things that gets people into trouble the most in terms of getting into credit card debt that they can't pay, and then they end up paying all kinds of interest, and it's just not a good situation. So your credit card is not for use in case of an emergency under any circumstances. Second thing, your credit card is not a short-term loan for whatever you want to go buy. Your credit card should be used much like a debit card, meaning if you can't afford it with cash, then you should not swipe your card to buy it at the store. This is, again, a very basic philosophy to live by to make sure that you don't find yourself in massive amounts of credit card debt. Your credit line is not a short-term loan to go buy whatever you want. Third philosophy to live by, when the bill comes and it says minimum payment due, this is not the minimum payment. You should put it into your head that the minimum payment that you should always pay is the statement balance. If you can't pay the statement balance on your credit card, then you should not have purchased whatever you purchased. Again, use your credit card like a debit card. If you can't buy it with cash, then you can't afford it. Because the moment you start paying anything less than the statement balance, you are going to be paying interest. And interest is what puts people in the dirt. Next thing. Feasibly, the only reason you're even thinking about getting a credit card is so that you can build your credit and increase your credit score. Well, in order to do that, you're going to need to understand what goes into the calculation of a credit score. Now, I've got an entire video on this topic, but here's the main things you need to worry about in the early days of building your credit history. First thing, you need to pay your bill on time every time, no exceptions. Do not let it go even a single day overdue, because your on-time payment history is 35% of your credit score. It's the largest part of your credit score, and it's the thing that's going to help your credit score grow the fastest. So pay your bills on time, no matter what. Second thing, don't use your credit card very much. Not only is this a good, safe habit to get into in the early days of learning how to manage debt and build credit, this is also a huge factor in your credit score calculation. Your credit utilization is 30% of your overall credit score, and the lower your utilization is, the higher your credit score is going to be. So if you use your card less, your score will be higher, and that will help you get a better credit score and better credit cards in the future. Third thing, don't apply for a bunch of credit cards all at the same time. 10% of your credit score is based on the number of hard inquiries you've had in the recent history, and a hard inquiry happens every time you apply for a new line of credit. So go ahead and apply for one of these cards, see how it goes, hopefully you'll get approved, and then don't apply for any others until your credit score gets much better. This is the safest way to build your credit, and it's the easiest way to build it fast. Alright, so let's move on to the main topic of this video. In researching for this video, I found over 30 cards that claim to be good for people with either no credit or people with bad credit. And I have to say, unfortunately, most of these cards are absolute garbage. There's no rewards, there's annual fees, there's monthly fees, there's low credit limits, there's no purchase protection, it's just horrible. So it really gave me an appreciation of what a good credit score can get you in terms of rewards on a good credit card. So if you're in the situation, go through it. You'll get there. Just, again, follow the guidelines, get your credit score up. You can always transfer later to a better credit card with better rewards and better benefits once you get a good credit score. As a quick note to my subscribers, let me know down below in the comments if you're interested in seeing a video on some of the worst credit cards that I found. So of the 30 or so credit cards that I found. Let's get rid of the ones with the fees. Let's get rid of the ones with no rewards. Let's get rid of all the cards that are eligible for students only. And we're left with two. The Petal Visa credit card and the Discover It secured card. So these two cards are some of the best two that I was able to find. Let's take a look at more detail with that Discover It secured card. So first of all, what is a secured card? This basically means that Discover will require a refundable security deposit before you can use the card. So if you write them a check for $200, they will give you a credit line of $200. If you write them a check for $500, they'll give you a credit line of $500. Now, at some point in the future, once you prove to them that you're worthy of having a credit card, they will actually convert this credit card into a non-secured card and give you a refund for that security deposit. So it's not money that they keep forever, it's only money that they keep if they need it. This card also comes with no fees, so no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, no late fees, etc. It comes with a free way of tracking your credit score on a monthly basis so that you can make sure that you're headed in the right direction. They'll give you 2% cash back on restaurants and gas stations, up to $1,000 each quarter, and 1% cash back on everything else. And finally, after 8 months of using the card, they will start doing a monthly review of your account to see if you're ready to have it converted to an unsecured credit card account and give you your security deposit back. So the next card was that Petal Visa credit card. And this is an unsecured credit card, which again means that no security deposit is required. There's no fees whatsoever, so no annual fees, late fees, foreign transaction fees, etc. You'll get cash back for 1% on everything from day one, 1.25% on everything after 6 months of on-time payments, and 1.5% cash back after 12 months of on-time payments. They offer an app that allows you to track your credit score and your purchases, so you can make sure that you're on the right track, and they report to all the major credit bureaus. So those two cards really are some of the best two cards that I was able to find in my research. However, if you're not able to get approved for those cards for whatever reason, there were some runners-up. Now, the following cards did not have any annual fees, but they also didn't have any rewards to really speak of. So these should be used as a backup. They are the Capital One Platinum Credit Card, the Capital One Secured MasterCard, the Citi Secured MasterCard, the DCU Visa Platinum Secured Credit Card, and the Deserve Classic MasterCard. Well, there you have it. Unfortunately, not too many good options for folks out there with bad credit or no credit, but if you're in this situation, I would highly recommend trying to get the Petal Visa or the Discover It secured card and start building your credit as soon as possible. Because if you're smart about how you use credit cards and your credit in general, having a good credit score can end up saving you tens of thousands of dollars or more over the course of your life. But you've got to be smart and you've got to be disciplined about it. With that, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for future videos, please leave me a note down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell before you leave. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, thank you for your time and support. Have a good one.